Am I live? Is this thing on? Hello, hello. Okay, so I try to get this on with the computer so I can do Google Hangouts live, and it's not working. So my computer did an update. So yeah, so I'm here. Hold on, let me see. I need to get in the chat here. See what I can see. All right, who's here? Okay. All right, let me hold on. Let me move this sucker over here. So everything's all discombobulated. Can you guys hear me? Is anybody in here? Oh, I got one person. Feeling popular. So who's in here? All right, so I'm just going to start talking. We had a crazy week with President Trump declaring a national state of emergency. I think I do have two live feeds open. I don't know. They're saying, like, I went on the live feed on my computer and it's saying I don't have the plugins, and it let me go on for a little bit, then it shut me down. So I don't know. Shoot. Hold on a second here. Let me see if it shows. There's two watching my other one. Let's see if I can get them. Hold on. Douchebag is here. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's people in the other chat waiting. Let's see if they come. Now there's nobody in here. I'm gonna share it on Bob's. Go to this one, because this is the one that's working. The other one's on my computer and it's not working. Oh. No, this one has like a big screen of me, so it's kind of like odd. Just get this out of my face. It's a little crooked. There. This is going to be as good as it gets tonight. This is the place to go, darling. This one. Let me see if I can get the other people to come back on. Okay. Father's here. Hey. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I've been really, really, really busy lately. FM is in the house. How was your week, FM? So here's the deal. My computer wanted to do an update and I agreed to it, but now it wants to update every other program. So I can't do Google's tonight. So sorry, y'all. So we'll have to chat through the chat tonight. So that's where we're at with all this. It was long and confusing. Now, are you coming out here soon, Father? Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna do one thing. Hold on, you guys. Um, so yeah, you have to do much out there. We got 4 people in the chat now. So yeah, we had a crazy week with everything that went on. Um, Nancy Pelosi, she's always one of my targets. Did you guys notice on Nancy Pelosi, she she's been wearing this Roman scepter over her left, uh, her where her heart is. That is so freaky to me. Uh-oh. Yeah, the scepter, it's very symbolic, and I think it's very arrogant of what she's trying to do. She's basically the way I perceive it, my perception of this like scepter, her and she's it's just not like a fashionable piece. She's just worn, for the State of the Union or anything like that. She wore it before the State of the Union. She wore it during the State of the Union, and she still continues to wear it during her press briefings. And it's a scepter. So it's basically, to me, it's like she's saying, "Hey, I'm the queen. Trump's not going to do anything unless he has my permission." And I think that's the way I take it. The chick has got to go. She seriously needs to go. So yeah, and then we've got Trump declaring a State of the Union. I think he played that card well. I think that is going in a good direction, I think. But we'll have to see. And of course, yeah, Nancy Pelosi is definitely the face of death. That is for sure. How's this sound, you guys? I'm trying out a new microphone. Does it sound okay? Does it sound goofy? Too much? Too little? You can say, this looks weird. I know it's like, it's good. Okay, cool. So anyway, cool. All right, awesome. So Nancy Pelosi, there's like a hair hanging from it though. So Nancy Pelosi, she's wearing the scepter. She's basically, now she's screwed because she can't do she can't pull you know, the bigger hand in the wall. And they're going to try to stop it, but I don't think they're going to be able to. There's too many people that are wanting this wall. And this is the thing that you don't see on the news. There's actually people, and this really gets to me because it's like, this is the way it should be. Because we become so dependent on our government. We want our government to do this and this and this, but the more we depend on our government, the more our government gets to control us. That's the point that I think a majority of the Republican voters are missing, is that, oh, like especially in California. In California, you're like, well, we got so many homeless people, we got homeless vets, we got this, we got that. Yeah, and it's true, and the government's giving more to the illegal aliens than they are to our own people. And that's something they need to be held accountable for. But we also need to hold ourselves to an accountability. We need to become a community. We need to know who our neighbors are. We knew who we need to who we need to be a community. We need to rely on each other. We need to stand up for each other. And there's that helps with assimilation too. Like, we do not have a monotheology type atmosphere, especially out here in California, and we can't have that if we're not integrating with each other. People say, oh, they're not integrating with us, but are we integrating with them? Are we talking to them? Are we asking them, why is it this part of your culture? What is this about? Because there's a lot of people who migrate here who bring actually beautiful parts of their culture that isn't necessarily bad, and it's not necessarily religion, and it's we can be a melting pot and a monopolistic society. We can do that. It's totally plausible and feasible and beautiful. We have to grow. We have to reach out. And so that, to me, what they're doing in Texas is beautiful. They're standing up for our country. They're not relying on government, and they're doing something about it. They're not just waiting for the politicians. That's where we have failed. That's where the politicians have gotten their power, because we have become so complacent and so dependent on them. A nation dependent on government is a nation that is controlled by government. You guys are talking. Yeah. Well, Trump's been building the wall. That's the other thing that people aren't getting. He's been building the wall. He's been using the other. There's different laws in place to help him do this. We are in a state of emergency, and this is the other thing that really bothers me, that this shooting in Chicago was so predictable. That's the sad thing, that Nancy Pelosi goes on air talking about gun control, and then the next day there's a mass shooting in Chicago. But she's not talking about the mass shootings in Chicago before that, or the gang violence, or the drugs. She's not talking about I think they said it is 12 people die a day by illegal aliens. That's a lot of people. I think it's more than that. But the number of people who die a day by illegal aliens, she doesn't even care about that. And I just loved Jim Acosta's the interaction he had with Trump today at the press briefing, where he asked about the border and the state of emergency, and then Trump referred Acosta to ask the angel moms to talk to them. And he shut right up. He sat right down. Jim Acosta is a punk. That's all he is. He's straight out punk. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi's a bitch. I'm so bummed you guys can't come in here tonight. Get Father. So, Father, how's the music going? Beesh. Okay, you guys are being quiet now. So, yeah, so we had that going on today, and then I wanted to go on last week and talked about the all the stuff that's going on in Virginia and all that kind of stuff in the late term. I mean, because I did a rant about Como, but the governor took it one step further, and he talked about infanticide. I mean, where, like, what? It just left me speechless that this man could actually get online or get on the radio show and say this with a straight face. And you can look at the radio host or the person that was sitting in the room with him, and she just had this like look on her face, like she was about ready to attack him, because I'm pretty sure she was pretty astounded by what he was saying. I mean, it was just, it was crazy. It was totally crazy. This is a doctor. He took an oath. When you call death, you call by no heartbeat, no breath sounds. He's talking about having a child laying there comfortably. At least he has the gumption to say, I mean, that's the thing that distracts me, because I'm sorry, I'm not finishing my sentences, but he talks about the child sitting there comfortably. So obviously he is addressing the issue that this child has feelings and it feels pain. And then now he's talking about killing it? And you can't say that on Twitter. You can't say this governor wanted to kill the baby. No, you'll get kicked off, even though that's the truth. You're speaking the truth. And even though it's so disgusting and what he's saying, it's just mind blowing. It's astounding that people are defending this man. Like I know his credibility has gone down, his um, popularity has gone down, but yeah, I think too he's basically a pawn that the left is willing to throw away, saying, "Oh well, we applied the same rules to this guy that we." Applied to Kavanaugh and stuff, even though that they are not right. They're not giving the due process or anything like that. And all the successors of the governor, with all the sex allegations and stuff like that, sexual misconduct or whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Hi, MC. So, oh, I bet you that's a pretty dark song, Father. It's crazy. It is so crazy. It to to I mean, when you take that Hippocratic oath, you take that oath to preserve life, to save life, to heal. For me, when I took that Hippocratic oath, it was a big deal for me because that was like, for me, that was like an honor for me. It's like God gave me this path that enables me to actually be part of somebody's healing. And it's not just the fact that you pass out medicine, or bandage something up, or put stitches in, or give shots, or whatever the treatment is, that you actually impact this person in a positive way. Do you that's the thing that just, it breaks my heart, is like these people who get into medicine and they do it for the just for the fact of it's good money. But the thing is, the ones that who are in medicine for money versus the people who are in medicine to be a healer, there's a huge difference. You know right away who's who, because it's just, and then well, sometimes you do get burnt out. There's the burnouts too, but there's a huge difference, total big difference between those people. But yeah, I just, to take that Hippocratic oath is an honor. It's like, if you were putting on a path that got you the education to be a doctor or a healer or whatever, and you don't, and you use that for your own benefit, that is such a waste to me. That is just an astonishing waste, because not everybody gets that opportunity. Not everybody gets that privilege. To me, that is a privilege. It is an earned privilege because you do have to work extremely hard for it. But still, I mean, God equips you with the willpower, equips you with the path. He equips you with everything you need to master this and to successfully complete it. And then for you to take that, all that hard work, and then destroy lives with it. It blows my head away. It's just amazing that somebody could just be that evil and demonic and destructive, because that's all it is. I mean, people don't want to have Down syndrome babies. Down syndrome is not a, a death sentence. Down syndrome is not a burden. If you ever hung out with people who have Down syndrome, you're freaking, one, you're lucky to hang out with them, and two, they are the most happiest people ever. And to me, when I get to hang out with somebody with Down syndrome, it is a total blessing to me. Total blessing. Oh yeah. Well, now there's this new thing now that they are doing with teenage blood, that they'll recycle your blood with teenage blood, so it gives you the benefits of, youth and um, all that kind of stuff. It's scary, because it's like, where are they getting this blood from? What are you guys talking about in there? Yeah, it's just, yeah, where are they getting this blood from? I mean, if you have a teenager, are you gonna let your kid donate their blood for some old rich lady's facelift? Team Blood's evil. I wonder if the attitude comes with it too. The hormonal imbalance and all that fun stuff. It's crazy. Yeah. Holy scum. Totally scumbags. Totally. Yeah, and they did this last week they did this, they called it an evacuation, a military exercise, which wasn't a military exercise. It was actually a true evacuation, and it was in downtown. Let me get this. Let me get the right info for you guys. So they did this evacuation. Darlene, what was that name? The person that they evacuated. Hey, Melvin. Thomas Girardi. So okay, so Thomas Girardi. There's so what happened is we believe he's in Guantanamo Bay. And so this Thomas Girardi, if you look him up, he's in tight with the Democrats. Um he had he had he has businesses in Darlene's has the know-it-all of the Beverly Hills Housewives, Orange County Housewives. Yes, he's a lawyer. He's a big-time lawyer. He owns $15 million. He was just served with a lawsuit. He has a net worth. Well, it's probably zero right now. Um, but anyways, so he has business in cold storage. He has business in medical dispensaries and medical equipment. And he has dealings in out of country. Maybe is it the OC Chicks or Beverly Hills? It's one of the two. Anyways, he's got a wife. She's on TV. He's a rich lawyer. He's got tons of businesses everywhere. He's got cold storage. He's got medical equipment. He's got uh, ties with children's organizations out of the country. So it's just a little suspicious to me that they did this evacuation near his area. He's got deep ties. He was a donor to a lot of the Democratic parties in California and to the Clintons. Uh, yeah. So, and then he just lost a $15 million lawsuit. He borrowed $15 million from the bank and never paid it back. So, do I drive up in the hills? Not lately. I try to avoid LA as much as I can. My old office was on Wilshire Boulevard. So, yeah, I hated going there because even though like LA is only 45 miles for me, it's could be like a 3-4 hour drive. It's just crazy. I'll go to the Griffith Observatory in the hills every once in a while, and that's actually a pretty cool place to go check out. You can see the Hollywood Boulevard sign. I used to go into Studio City. We used to go to um, the Mad TV show tapings, and I got to be in the studio audience, like not in the studio audience, but in the audience in the skits. So it was pretty cool. So I had fun doing that. But yeah, I hate LA. I hate LA traffic. I hate anything to do with LA. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. So yeah, so they did this evacuation. So now there's a lot of attention going to China. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that has to do with Barbara Feinstein, um, and all that kind of stuff. Darling, you better come to California before I leave. You know what? There is a freaking awesome cupcake place on Rodeo Drive. I cannot remember the name of it. I think it's called Sprinkles. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Rayo Dad, baby. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a really crazy lay off the potato chips. All right. One time I walked around a Beverly Hills neighbor at 3 a.m. There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on at 3 a.m. I cannot give names, but one of my nurses had a patient um, with a group, with a family who's known for wearing heavy makeup and who is their reality TV star. And they called to complain about the nurse wearing too much makeup. And it was really funny because they were so bitchy to her. And she came out to give the report to the following nurse, and the following nurse, and they were talking smack because they're outside the walls and they're giving report to each other, but there's this family had recordings outside the walls too, where they taped them talking smack about each other. It was pretty funny, but yeah, I defend the nurses. But anyways, yeah, let's. Can somebody take care of M Doll? You're gonna be an ass. Don't come in here. Seriously. Thank you, darling. Yeah, I have no problem. If you guys, my moderators, I trust you. If there's somebody's causing bullshit in here, I don't get mad for that. You know what? I'm not against free speech, but I'm very much against harassment or just being an idiot. You can be an idiot in somebody else's channel, just not here. So yeah. Yeah, so trolls, no trolls allowed for sure. But good comeback, darling. But yeah, for sure. It just yeah, Beverly Hills, LA is just someplace I don't like. It's too like the people there are too swarmy. It's nasty. Hello, Nana. So, one time I was sleeping in my rented minivan on PCH and Steve was like, "Oh, what happened, Father? Tell us more about that. That sounds interesting." Yeah, a lot of people out in California live in their cars. They'll like I have one friend, he has a Camaro and he sleeps in his Camaro. Um he sleeps in the Camaro and he works two jobs and he works out and so he goes and cleans himself and gets showered at the gym and does what he's got to do and he rents a storage unit. Storage units are even out of are crazy. So, but yeah, it's I think they're trying to push us out of California. I think they're trying to get us out of California so they can rescue it from the overpopulation and keep it for themselves and keep it cuz I mean California is so cool. Like where I live is so freaking awesome. You can like 17 miles from the beach, you got an hour from the ski slopes in Big Bear. You've got an hour to the desert if you want warmer weather. You've got, if you want LA, you got, 40 minutes to LA if there's no traffic. You got Disneyland that's 20 miles away. I mean, it's a pretty cool place. You go up the coast. The coast is like a freaking awesome, gorgeous drive. You go up the coast. You've got big redwoods that you can drive through. It's an amazing, beautiful state, but it's just getting so jacked up by the idiots. Yeah, but it's so pretty. But yeah, I will miss it. I will miss the the conveniences and all that kind of stuff. But I won't miss the traffic. I won't miss the 91 freeway. Um, and I won't miss the, never mind, I won't say. uh, it's like if you go to the mall, like the mall, the biggest mall that's closest to me, you don't hear any English. And it's not just Spanish either. There's a multitude of languages, but you hardly hear any English. It's 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 pretty trippy. Yeah. So yeah, I don't like on my street. I think there's hardly any white people on my street. So is there a lot of fake knockoff stuff? No, where I live, it's just cheap crap. It's either you have the cheap crap like from Walmart or Target, or I like Target. But you, and actually Walmart has some pretty cool stuff too, but it's either stuff from China or you get the stuff from like, like Fashion Island. A purse is going to cost you anywhere from 1,500 to 500 bucks. It's crazy. But if you shop sales or whatever, there's a mall that's all outlets. I like the outlets. Yeah. Yeah, I try not to buy purses too much. They're expensive. But yeah, like, and to the other things is we have Catalina Island. Like Catalina Island, you go to Newport, which is not too far from here. Jump on a boat, which is another hour, and you're on this cool little island. Woodland Hills is nice. Woodland Hills is really nice. It's kind of scary to drive in Woodland Hills though, because the hills are a little bit too narrow for me. I like my windy roads a little bit wider. But like where I grew up and stuff, like I grew up further south, southeast, and grew up with horses and farms, and we grew up in a place called Cherry Valley. So there was a lot of cherry trees. There's not hardly any cherry trees anymore, but yeah. But yeah, definitely it's time for a change. See what else is out there. My sister just moved out to Texas, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful. The pictures she's sending me are amazing. But yeah, and then today they said, or I was watching another video today about Spain. Spain, there's major rioting in Spain, and the people, you guys, this global agenda is spreading, and it's spreading quickly. We've got Venezuela, we got Spain, we've got France, we've got Italy, we've got Germany, we've got these people are going out, these yellow jackets are going out and protesting, and the government regimes that are countering these people are not the humanitarians that they claim to be. This whole quote unquote humanitarian agenda that they have to save this earth is all malarkey. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like none of the like, yeah, and these kids aren't getting that. They think this Marxism or this is it's cool. It's the thing, and it's not. You got AOC. Okay, first of all, AOC is an idiot. So now we got AOC and Kimono fighting each other, which I'm enjoying. But they what they're doing, it's crazy. It's so sad to see that these kids are wanting this, and they're not informed, they're misled, and they're thinking this is a great thing, but they're not paying attention to the rest of the world. It's a totally cookie cutter thing. They're just having a harder time in the US because one, we are a bigger country, and two, we're a country based on our freedoms. We're a country that grew from that. And not did we grow, but we grew rapidly from that. I mean, you have to understand that they can't, Americans, I mean, yes, we have become complacent, but we're not, they're not going to do that to us. Even though this global agenda is happening, there's a lot of people here that are God-fearing, God-loving people who are going to stand up for our rights and going to stand up for other people's rights, and we're going to do what it takes, and it's not going to happen. The globalists they have a fight on their hands with us. Yes, and now they want to mess with our Constitution. They want to, it's outdated. It's not outdated. It's exactly where it and what it should be. I'm going to go back on the subject, but you got Nancy Pelosi trying to mess with our Second Amendment. Nope. The laws that they're putting in place are against people who follow laws and make it harder for them to get what they need to protect ourselves. Because somebody who's going to go kill somebody or do a mass shooting, they're going to get guns, and they're probably not going to do it the legal way. I mean, how many shootings have there been with people with ill intent that have been done by people who gained guns legally? Probably not a whole lot. Father says I had the cord around her neck a little too long for AOC. Is that why her eyes are like all bulging out? Because she couldn't breathe. Well, if you think, that's the funny, people call it, I don't know which rifles are considered assault rifles, but all guns are assault weapons. I mean, anything that you use to assault a person is an assault weapon. So yeah, the AR, people think that the AR-15 and whatnot stands for assault rifle. It's not assault rifle. It's Armorlight. That's the name of the brand. It's a pretty cool rifle. I like it. AOC was looking for Mitch, but AOC was in the wrong building because I saw that. I was cracking up. I forgot which room he was supposed to be in, where he was in, and she wasn't looking for him. But this was funny because this was crack up. She made this video about finding Mitch, but she doesn't go looking for Nancy Pelosi when Nancy Pelosi was in Puerto Rico at that play. And that's so funny. Is like they want to make this deal about Mitch being gone, but sure enough, Nancy Pelosi is taking how many vacations since Christmas? 3? Yeah, chick needs to lay off the vacation. And also Nancy Pelosi's average of on-board meals or alcohol is $2,000 a month. On board alcohol between Sacramento and Washington, D.C. $2,000 a month. What in the hell is she drinking? And why is she using military, I forgot what they call it. Military. It's like first class military. So she's getting this entourage back and forth to Washington, which is completely unnecessary. She doesn't need Secret Service. She doesn't need any of that. She can fly commercial. And even if she needed Secret Service, she can have Secret Service one agent to fly her back and forth. Would be cheaper than what they have to get a whole plane for her. No, and her stuff, no, Kick it and coach, girlfriend, because we're done paying for this stuff. And they want to talk about Trump's taxes for when he wasn't in office, when he was using those tax benefits that they used for each other. Let's look at the taxes for the people who are in office first. Let's look at Mitch's. Let's look at Nancy Pelosi, who's worth over $100 million. Let's look at Maxine Waters, and let's look at Maxine Waters. Now she's the head of the finance committee. Oh yeah, and let's talk about that. That her husband, who has a bank, received one of the bailouts under Obama. Put my teeth back in. Yeah, come on. Seriously? You want to talk about Trump's taxes? All right, let's bring out his taxes when he wasn't in office. But let's bring out everybody else's too. That's what I'm saying. Cuz that right there is some major malarkey. Major malarkey. We need to rob the mofos. Dude, we really do. That's our money. Nancy Pelosi is pulling the purse strings here. She's got control of our money. That's our money, not her money, not the government's money. It's the taxpayers' money. And the taxpayers voted for Donald Trump, and they voted for him based on the wall. And now she wants to play this game. It's not going to be good for her. It's not going to be good at all. So, yeah, she's got to go. She's got to go with Maxine Waters and Barbara Feinstein. She's got to go too with her philandering and her China. I think there's something up in China with Barbara Feinstein, because there's some missions going on in China, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I have a feeling things are gonna they have to happen. They have to happen before the election, so it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens. She does. She's Nancy Pelosi is a globalist. If people can't see that right now, you're blind. I was talking to somebody on Twitter today about voter fraud. If you can't see it, she's like, well, find me an article. And I'm like, so you need CNN to quote me before you believe it? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, CNN they're not going to quote anything from me, because they're not going to like anything I say. I don't fit their agenda. So, to find unbiased material, people say, oh, well, I'm just a little YouTuber, but whatever, oh, she's biased. Well, yeah, but I'm not, I'm speaking the truth. I'm not spinning it on an agenda. My agenda is to get a message out, and that's all I'm about. And that's the thing. CNN has an agenda. Look who's backing them up. Who's backing me up? You're looking at her right now. So there's a big difference here. And it's like, I'm a witness. I'm seeing this, I live here in California. I'm seeing this, right in front of my eyes. You go register your car, you go register your you get a driver's license, which is legal if you're illegal to get a driver's license, and they cram that freaking voter registration down your throat, and they don't care if you're illegal or not. They will automatically click it that you're registering to vote. And I was telling her this. She's like, well, you already registered to vote. I said, why are they asking me to register to vote when I've already clicked that I'm registered to vote? I actually spent more of my time on the voter registration, than I did on actually my vehicle registration. Because they were making sure that I was registered to vote. And I was like, I don't know, kind of felt like harassment, but I don't know if that has to do with me being a little angry with the voter fraud. But yeah, he's totally, yeah, Jay, yeah, my family's moved out. My sister and my mom, they're gone. Yeah, so Nancy Pelosi, this whole thing has to be so clear to people if you're willing to look at all the facts. Of course, take my word for it, but you can't take anybody's word for it, really. You have to look at it. You really have to pay attention to what's going on. I'm going to reiterate this again. If you pay attention to what's going on in other countries, they want us out. They want us gone. The UN agenda, which is the globalist, who aligned themselves with Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters and most of the Democrats and some of the Republicans. The Republican Party is not 100% faultless in all this. They line themselves up with the globalists, the UN agenda. The UN agenda clearly states that 1% of the people on the planet use up 80% of the resources. And that 1% includes people of Western culture. That's the European countries. That's the Americans. That's those westernized cultures. Because we are the top 1%, we're the economically most stable economies for the most part. What'd you say? What'd you say, Father? All right, Father. You know what? If you want to do that, I will definitely drive you to Nancy's house. We will go do that. And if you want me to live stream that or videotape it with, parts plucked out, I will. But I think that will be freaking awesome. But going back to my my point is that these globalists, they are trying to eradicate us. They're trying to get rid of us. That's why there's the big push for Planned Parenthood. That's why there's the big push for this mass immigration. They're taking these mass immigration of people who are used to living under oppression. Those people are a lot more easier to control. They bring in chaos. Because if you think, for me, the people who pay taxes, people who follow the rules, people who do what they're supposed to, are the ones who get jerked around, because they've made things so complicated and so strenuous to do all the stuff that you need to do to fall in line with the regulations and licensing and all that kind of stuff, that if you don't follow it, then you screw your paycheck, your income, or whatever. And now that they have the other way, is that they have so these people come in, they're not afraid of the laws. If they open up a business and they get caught or whatever in trouble, they just sell it to their brother and they keep going, because it's going to be another 6, 8 months or a year or 5 years before they get caught again. So, I mean, what's the point? And the Western culture, we're not tight as family members or community like these other cultures are. And that's our fault. And that's our, that's our sin that we should work on. That's so true. It's so true, Nana. Um, I lived in India for a while, and that culture itself is mostly Hindu and Sikh, and it's definitely they they I'm sorry, I just got another comment. It's got distracted. Yeah, their whole culture is about praying. Like, if you go to a temple, a Hindu temple, they don't preach about love. They don't preach about forgiveness. They don't preach about, kindness and taking care of each other. What they do is, there's a tree and this tree was blessed, and they have some made up story about this tree. So everybody like bombards this tree to get blessed by this tree, and they're not, that tree is supposed to give them something, whether it be to be fertile or to be rich. Most of the gods and most of the worshiping that they do is for money. Some for health, some for fertility, some for marriage, but the majority in the Hindu religion, my memory's gone today. Ganesh is the son of God. So the holy book is parallel a lot like to the Bible. So Ganesh, if you ever look at the Hindu religions, it's the elephant. He's gluttonous. That's why he's fluffy. He's an elephant, so he's very gluffy, and he's the son of God. But you worship him in order to gain materials or finances or wealth or whatever. So he's one of the most popular gods there, and so it's not the it's really sad. And you know, and two, the whole country is corrupt. You can do whatever you want as long as you have enough money. If you commit murder or something, and you can keep it on the down low, and you're questioned about it, and you hand over whoever's questioning you money, you're good. It is so sad. Oh, really? Yes, I think somebody's mad at me. I don't know. Um, so you lost your wrench, Father. Yeah, a lot of people have lost their wrenches over there, from what I understand. I know yeah. I don't know. I love, I've said my piece about certain people, and yeah, it's I love everybody. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I want to do something different. Doesn't mean, yeah, trolls have totally taken over religion. And that's the whole purpose. It's not anything to do with anybody's opinion or stuff like that. It's the trolls. And that's my point. My whole point for leaving and all that kind of stuff was the abuse. I work with abused kids, I work with abused women. I can't be on a channel where there's abuse is allowed to happen, and that they do it under the guise of freedom of speech. Oh, if you kick out the trolls, you're not allowing freedom of speech. You don't stand up for, yeah, you are standing up for freedom of speech. You have the freedom to speak your mind without being harassed by other people. It's the same as if you go to a church. If you go to a church and you start and you start causing problems or chaos, that's actually illegal. To call somebody and harass them continuously, that's illegal. People did not die and go to war and sacrifice for trolls to be able to go and harass people. If that's your whole goal, is to be a troll on people's channel to hurt them because you don't like them or whatever sick reason you have, you got some major issues. Seriously. It just, ugh. Ugh, I don't want to talk about them. Oh, I can't wait, Father. I can't really wait. I'm gonna try to do lives on Friday and Saturday nights, and that's it. So yeah, but they're gonna be kind of sporadic. Well, this month should be good, but March it might be sporadic. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Bob's channel's doing really good too. I don't know if you guys have noticed. He kicks off the trolls. He does a handful of trolls, but they behave. Um, but he's doing good. Thanks, Jay. All right, all right, Father. Oh yeah. So there is. I can't do screen share on this because I'm not on my computer. Um, Darling, do you have the you self moderate, JB. Uh, Darlene's gonna send you the link. Trumpster Bob, the cartoon, is a total crack up. Have you seen it? Have you guys seen the Trumpster Bob cartoons? They are pretty funny. I know the people who are doing this, they're awesome people, and I hope that's why Mo's not upset. It's just to have a light heart fun. It's not to put anybody down. They're good guys. They love everybody, and you'd be surprised who the creators are of the cartoons. They have a beef with Mersh. I'm just gonna tell you right now. Their beef with Mersh is pretty big, and that's why they reached out to me, because I did a live stream about Mersh and what an idiot he is. Thank you, Darlene. So these guys, they've did these videos, these cartoons, and they're pretty funny. And I was actually kind of scared because will hear my voice in one of them. And Bob, I was scared because the one that just came out for Valentine's Day, I was scared that Bob was going to be upset, but he was actually took it pretty good, so it was pretty funny. And so now they have merchandise, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna buy me some socks. I want some Bob Damn It socks. But yeah, they have cool stuff, mugs. So Darlene just posted the link. So if you guys, and two, I heard, Darlene, would they say something about a drawing or something? I don't know. Darlene might have the info on that one. But Mersh has been trolling Owen Benjamin as well. Yeah, he told you know, part of me starts to think that maybe perhaps they're doing this all for show because people kind of gravitate towards that chaos. That's my thinking. I'm not quite sure. Um, but yeah, those two have it out for each other. Okay, so Darlene has confirmed. You buy any item, you're in a drawing for a pair of socks. Cool. Oh, oh, hold on a second. Uh, okay, they said until the end of the month. Anybody who buys any merchandise till the end of the month is automatically put in a drawing for a free pair of socks. So yeah, cool. Right on. That sounds cool. So yeah, so if you want to wake up and see Bob on your feet, you want me to punch the brick wall? I don't think so. Why? You seriously want me to punch the brick wall? How about I just change the color of the brick wall? Does that make you happy? There. Is that better? Is the blue better? Wait, this, we need some teal. I think it's there. Matches the glasses. I don't know if you can tell. It's not fake. Okay, maybe it is. Yeah. Why are you giving up my my secrets, Father? You can't be doing that stuff, man. Come on. It's better than a gray wall that's behind me. So, but anyways, so I'm gonna wrap this up. We've had a lovely hour together. I'm sorry about all the confusion with the technical difficulties that I had with my computer update. I am not savvy with that. But I just want to thank you guys for all your support. You guys are awesome. Thanks for sticking with me. Um, and yeah, it was nice meeting you, Nana, JB, all for all the new people in here. Thank you. And come back tomorrow night. And